In this video, I'm going to show you how I utilize this empty space by building a mudroom area complete with a custom built-in closet and a bench seat. And we're going to do it right now. First thing I want to do is to figure out the height of this bench, and we already know the width from wall to wall and then how deep it's going to be. So because this outlet is here, I'm going to have to work around it. If I start my frame here, I measure down to the subfloor, just about 18 5/8. So now I want to figure out my depth. I am going to do 24 inches, and I think that's going to be plenty for what we're using this for. One of my biggest fears when doing stuff like this is hitting wires and pipes. So I'm going to do a little investigation before I just attach these to the wall. Stud right there. Not seeing any wires. No pipes. Moving on. And I'm just barely going in here, by the way, with the saw, so I'm not too worried about hitting wires. Okay, there's wires right there. Yeah, this is probably a little over the top, and you definitely don't have to do this. I just get a little paranoid when it comes to what's behind the walls that, you know, I don't know of. I'm gonna take some 5-minute mud and just fill those holes in just to button them up. Good thing is this mix doesn't have to be consistent. I'm not gonna tape this. I'm just gonna jam some mud in there. I don't even have to let it dry. I don't care about the bottom being flush, just the top. Make sure when you buy these screws that they do say construction screws and they don't say anywhere on them for non-structural. I'm going to take my tape, hold it right here, and measure to the inside, 72 3/4. Right at the end, it's probably gonna pull it in a little bit, and then I can hammer those nails in, kind of like that. So this is where my first joist will go. So now I'll just measure like this. Now I'm gonna do every 16 inches. 32, 48. Okay, there we go. Joist hangers. Joist hanger nails. Joist hanger screws. I think adding a full sheet of plywood all the way around here and doing construction adhesive is going to tighten this thing up real nice. Now, 1 3/4 construction screws and screw all this down. My boxes that I'm building are going to be very simple. Tape in that corner, I go to the other corner. This is 6'4", so half of that is 3'2", or 38 inches. And that right there is about 1/4 shy. Let's do 37.5. That'll give me 1 inch in between the two, and that way I'm certain that I won't have to rebuild the boxes. For the height, I want to make these bottom cabinet boxes 58 inches. I'm gonna line these up as close to even as it possibly can. Should all be the same. These are already sanded, but I'm gonna run 120 grit over this with a random orbital. You can see the difference between this and this. I have my brad nailer ready and my glue. I don't have to go crazy with the glue. And line it up without making a mess. Just get that even. Put one right there, just to hold that up. On this side. Now I'm going to go around and pre-drill with a countersink and put some screws in here to tighten up stuff like this. How there's a gap there. Now I'm gonna flip this over carefully. First, I'm gonna put a couple of pieces of pine just to go across like this, and that will take the bow out of the top and the bottom, and I'll have something to attach to the wall. Tight. Easier. So I cut a piece of scrap wood, the same size as this. I'll temporarily just put it right here. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of them in here. And on the front of this, I am gonna put a nailer right here for my trim when I get to doing that. Now I am going to attempt to get this up here on my own. I would definitely suggest getting some help. But I don't have any friends, like I always say. That's good. That one's installed. Now I just need to build the other one. Same exact way. Will it fit? Like a glove. There we go. So now I just got to do the same thing, just smaller boxes that go up on the top. So I'm actually going to start with my nosing piece. So first piece I'm going to do is the bottom. So this has a 45 and a straight cut, and it's 1.5 inches to the long point of the 45. I'll mark 1.5 inches here, again to the long point, right here. Next, I'm going to cut a spline. First, I'm going to glue it. We'll start down here. Don't need a ton. This stuff works really well. Carefully. This is where it needs to go. Take a measurement. I want it tight, but not too tight. 75 3/4 strong. Probably 75 3/4. I'm going to do construction adhesive. This is really going to help to hold it here. Then we can install it. I'm just going to clean up the excess glue so it's out of the way. I can't really get clamps straight down, but what I can do is get them at an angle like this and just hold it down and clamp it carefully. If I hold it level, tighten the clamp like that, should be good. So I left this overnight and let it dry, and now I can take these clamps off. No damage there, luckily. I'm going to glue this in. Just making sure this sits in all the way. It's nice and tight. Hardwood is installed, and now I'm going to sand my face off, basically. I'm going to vacuum up all this sawdust so I can see any cracks where I want to fill with the wood filler. Trying to work it right into that thick groove. Really do a good job to get all the fine dust off of here. First coat is done. And I'm gonna sand this with a fine sanding sponge, get all this raised grain off of here, make it smooth, put another coat on, and I'm just gonna repeat that process until I'm happy with the finish. So after 6 coats of poly, this has a nice thick finish, and now it's time to do the face frame. So I have my bottom rail, top rail, and stiles all laid out here, and now I have to attach them. Move it to the next line. And we have 3 perfect pocket holes. I'm going to start by gluing this. Might not be totally necessary, but will definitely help. Flip it. Measure these. These should be the same, but we'll see. 32 and 5/8. 32 and 5/8. Take this jig and clamp it. And in places where I can't get a clamp in, like over here, it has a spot for a screw. Goes in just like that. Okay, I'm just going to put a clamp up here so this thing doesn't fall on me. Whoop. I added some crown molding at the top to hide that gap. And I bondoed all the seams, sanded it out nice, did a couple coats of paint, sanding in between, and this, I think, looks awesome. And now we are moving on to custom shaker style cabinet doors. I have my measurements for the lower doors, so now I'm gonna build them all. Vacuum on, and drill. Same but opposite. Last one. So now I'm just going to measure in between the channel and cut my MDF. Let's see. There we go. Now I'm going to load this up with glue. I have this silicone glue brush. Woo, lots of glue. Now put it in place. A little tap. Right there. I'm going to use these pocket hole plugs. And they're going to go in just like that. And then you can sand this off. So I'll just add a little glue here. Give them a little tap. Once this is all sanded out, just gotta get the dust off of it, use a tack cloth, wipe it down, and it's ready for primer. But before I do that, I'm gonna build the rest of these doors. There you go, ready for primer. All right, now we let it dry. After the primer coat, I sanded that with some fine grit sandpaper. I caulked in the cracks between the MDF and the poplar, and then I started with the paint. We're ready to put the hinges on and install them. Clamp it down and do all my hinges. Then we drill. Might be helpful to have two people doing this, but as you know, I have no friends. And I can pre-drill in here, right in the center of that hole. Soft close. The moment of truth is if they line up and if there is an 1/8 inch gap or so. Wow. And after a little bit of adjusting, the space in between the doors are fairly even, and I think they look great. I'm happy with the way they came out. I still have a lot of organizing to do inside of this closet, but I am really happy with the way this turned out. I'm gonna also do a hardwood floor here and a couple other things in this room to wrap it up. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Who built this wall? Let's cut that part out. Hopefully it stays. The board's bowed, kid. Just pause it. Make sure this is flush. Oh my God. Oh my God, don't show that. Rusty, Lauren. Hot shit. Come on, Lauren.
Hey, we're going down, down, baby.
That's right. Maybe this gun does suck, or maybe it's me.
Quite on set.
Called a vibe, yeah. Aren't they so cute and little? Man, that's tricky to nail. Going under. Ow. Ow! Whose idea was this? I quite enjoy this. Oh my God, the strength is not there. Oh. Comfy cozy. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff. Oh yeah. Doo doo doo.
And go.
And we're gonna do it right now.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
Sorry, dude. It's not gonna be here forever like this. But you can chill for now. I guess it doesn't matter. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Time to go to McDonald's. I'm hungry. Did you hear Derek got engaged? I know.
Really?
Yeah, I know you don't know Derek, but he's a good guy.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Unless he doesn't watch, then he's not a good guy. F him. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, Matt. Stop overthinking every single thing you do. Everything you do. I'm out of here.
And I was gonna do a coloring video right when I get home.
Yeah?
So Mama is gonna print me out 4 pictures,
Okay.
and I'm gonna set the coloring video up.
Okay.
Dada, I have to go poop after cleaning my butt.
Yeah, sure can. 3 pieces that have. I hate that. Kind of hate it. I'm not doing this. Oops. Before I. Oh my God. You gotta never shoot towards you. It's complicated. Birds of a feather, we stick together. Was that necessary? No, I'm sorry. And the wife loves it. That's what's important. I want to flip them all over. This piece is messed up. You stay back there. Pretend I tooted. Then we're just gonna install the screws. Hello. Tee-hee. Tee-hee. Oh. Oh. Awesome. All good. Just cut that part out, I guess. Oh. I didn't glue that, Lauren. Why didn't you obviously make this shorter, Lauren? A lot of fumbling here, Mr. Fumbelina. Oh, I didn't need to go to that piece. Damn it, Lauren. Why didn't you tell me? Right there, Lauren. It's probably a 64th off. Might be a 16th off. Or a 32nd. I'm gonna call that 7/16. It might be a 32nd short, but we're good. Let's go! I just definitely want this MDF to have plenty of glue. Okay, fine, that might be a little too much. Oh, oh, you idiot. Don't show this. What are you doing? I just don't want to bend this too much like that because it's bowed. Cut all that out. Splinter, where'd it go? Ow! Can we do all that again? I have no idea what I'm doing. Spare me the professional painting advice. I told you, I'm not good at it. Wish I could do both sides at once. Alas, I cannot. They do have some flaws, but so don't I. Such delicate work. Let that flow acclimate. You gotta let it acclimate. When you put it in your house, you let it sit for a long time. I think we should do a find the mini fixer, and I'll hide them in each video. Kind of like Seinfeld with the Superman. I think it was Superman. Maybe we'll do that. You can look for him and let me know. There he is now. Stay tuned.